A lot of women look back to their days in the Girl Guides with nostalgia. The uniform, the camping, and of course the famous oath when you promise to do your best to love God, serve the Queen, and keep the guide law.
Times change, and now Girl Guiding UK is thinking about taking the Queen and God out of its promise, even though the Queen is one of its most famous former members. Well, the historian Kate Williams joins us now from our London studio to help put this into some sort of context. Kate, is this a wise move to move it out? I mean, we've seen it already, haven't we? I think the Scouts did it.
Yes, I mean, this is in a consultation. There's no definite idea what's going to happen. And the guides are saying, look, we're just opening it to consultation. This is also public consultation. And we're going to say, should we have a different type of promise? Should we leave God out to the promise and talk about serving one's own God? And should we, rather than talking about the Queen, should we say, talk about serving the community, serving about our spirit, serving about our country? So there are various different options they're looking at, but it does look like they're going to still decide on having one promise. I mean, when I was a guide, there was one promise and that's what you had to say. And it looks like they're doing the same again today, but they're looking at different options, and these do involve, it certainly looks like, removing possibly God from it, and also as well removing the Queen as well. And certainly it seems as if some families who have protested against having to make an oath that seems quite Church of England overall, but then also removing the Queen as well seems quite a radical move. I mean, this is quite a big move. They've been 102 years of history, and the Girl Guides, as you say, the Queen was one of their most important members.
Do we think, Kate, that there are that many people who really genuinely object to having the Queen in this oath?
Well, there are a lot of people who swear oaths to the Queen. I mean, when you go to all kinds of weddings, that happens. And of course, in the guides themselves, there's a very important award, which is the Queen's Guide. I mean, that's what you get when you're a Premier Guide and you're terribly good, which what I would never have qualified for. So I don't know whether they're going to change that as well. I do think that this is obviously something they're trying to modernise, they're trying to look forwards, they're trying to bring in new young people. But it's very interesting to see whether they will keep it or not, because I do wonder, as you say, whether or not that many people really mind either way about swearing allegiance to the Queen. It's perhaps more people mind either way about giving a kind of overall religious affiliation.
Kate, what does this say about the way society views what the Queen represents? Because it's by saying you're committing to serve your community or serve your country, surely that was the same thing as committing to serve the Queen.
I think that's definitely what they, of course, thought when the Guides began. You know, Guides, as you say, an offshoot of the Scouts initially, but now their own organisation, and the new chief executive who came in last year said, you know, they are the ultimate feminist organisation. And simply, this is the point, isn't it? Are we saying serve the United Kingdom? For many people, saying let's serve the Queen has been a shorthand for saying we'll serve the United Kingdom, we'll do the best we can for the community, we'll do the best we can for the world. And it is interesting to see whether or not they are going to change that or keep that in the future, because I think quite a few guides and brownies, of course, this affects the brownie promise, and rangers, you know, looking at the Queen, thinking about the Queen is something they find quite interesting and quite important and quite exciting. So I think it's very interesting to see whether it's going to change. And of course, the Guides is a very popular organisation. Apparently there's a waiting list of 50,000 girls who want to be a guide. It's not losing popularity. It's something that's ever gaining. And they've had quite an important role this year in the Diamond Jubilee. So, you know, the changes they might make, I think, might make really what they decide, I think, could be rather important, and perhaps other organisations might follow suit.
OK. Kate Williams, as ever, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Girl Guiding UK has issued a statement, by the way, about the review of its promise, and it says that